Hi, this is Simon from RELD Property. We're bringing to you today a guide on how to use Rightmove, in particular how to speed up your search looking for bespoke topics such as acreage, paddocks, equestrian, small holdings, the types that there aren't really any search filters for at the moment. Now, the first thing that we're going to bring to you is the draw a search functionality. The reason being is that a lot of people are looking in quite large areas now and looking by postcode plus miles is how you might normally do it on Rightmove, but using this map allows you to go for areas as big or as small as you want to. If you're looking for multiple areas, for example, you might be looking somewhere in the surrounds of York and then somewhere in the surrounds of Norfolk. You would create map 1, save it as York and surrounding potentially, and then you would also create another map for Norfolk and surrounding. You would create an alert for that and that would bring up all the properties. For the purpose of today, we're going to start with this map. So you create your area, you'll click view properties. And as you can see, a large number of red dots appear of where the properties that are advertised within your map search area. You can then narrow down criteria. So you may say you're looking for 400 up to £1 million. You might need a minimum of 2 bedrooms. You might want a detached, semi-detached. Personally, I would leave this blank and look for everything. The reason why you'll see in a second. And again, there are additional filters such as length of time on market. You might have seen everything previously and just doing a sporadic search, or you might be looking to include the sold subject to contract offers just so that you can see or get a sense of the pricing strategy behind current ones. You can increase your search plus or minus any mileage that you wish. And then what you would do is you would click exit map to get to the traditional list view. Now, this search has drawn on 1,284 results, and obviously at the moment there's no other way of searching as to whether they're equestrian or not. So there's a couple of tips. The first tip that I would use is the keywords, and I'd be careful on which keywords you use. Things like stable bring in things like stable style door, which is less than ideal. But if you use things like acre, if you use things like land or paddock, you can only have 3. It will then create an optimized search, bringing properties with at least three matching keywords to the top of the list first. So as you can see, this property, acre, land, paddock, the next one, acre, land, paddock, until you keep going down until you ultimately get to the 2 keywords, then the 1, then the 0. So it optimizes your search by effectively filtering them out into listings that have got acre, land, and paddock as your first instance. So if we click into this one, as you can see, we've got a lot of word in here, which you might want to quickly glance through to search by number of acres, which is typically a little bit harder to find. And that's where tip number 3 comes in. If you're searching on a desktop or a laptop, if you press Control F, it brings up a word search area. If you type in acre, it highlights all of the areas that say acre on the advert. So if you're quickly looking for the number of acre, then it says there approximately 8 acres and a further 5 acres by separate negotiation. You can go from point to point to point and really sift through it quite easily. You can search for additional information, such as, is there any stables? There are 2 stables and 3 loose boxes. You can add things like menage, you can add things like annex. As you can see, it's beeped, there's 0 searches, there's no annexes there. So you can really narrow down the search criteria drastically, save yourself a lot of time on working out number of acres, number of stables, any facilities that have got there. Of course, this does rely on the agent advertising them in the advert, but you'd like to think that properties with acreage or stables would be mentioned in the advert somewhere. The Control F tip can also be used on the main page, so we could get rid of some of the keywords, and you could just type equestrian, for example, and as you can see, it's highlighted 7 points, so equestrian facility there, 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 and there. But really, you're best off still using the 3 keywords because it still does prioritize, and then you can search within them. Hopefully that makes your life a little bit easier in speeding up your search using Rightmove. And we will also be doing videos like this for other property portals such as On the Market, Zoopla, Adland, UK Land and Farms to help speed up your search time and your search process. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.